Eternal recurrence. Are we doomed to live the same life forever? The idea of eternal recurrence is one of the most thought-provoking and controversial concepts in philosophy. First popularized by Friedrich Nietzsche, it suggests that every moment of our lives will repeat infinitely, exactly as it has before. This notion raises profound questions. Are we trapped in an unbreakable cycle? Is our destiny predetermined? And if so, how should we live our lives in response to this realization? The concept of eternal recurrence is not unique to Nietzsche. Similar ideas have appeared in various philosophical traditions, religious beliefs, and even modern scientific theories. By exploring eternal recurrence from multiple perspectives, philosophical, scientific, psychological, and cultural, we can gain a deeper understanding of its significance. Nietzsche's eternal recurrence, a thought experiment or a metaphysical reality. Friedrich Nietzsche introduced eternal recurrence in The Gay Science and expanded upon it in Thus Spoke Zarathustra. He described it as a hypothetical test. If you were told that you must live your life over and over again in exactly the same way, would you embrace it or despair? For Nietzsche, this concept was not just about fate but about how we affirm life. The ideal response to eternal recurrence is amor fati, a love of fate, where one fully embraces their existence and choices. He saw it as a challenge. If you cannot live in a way that makes eternal recurrence desirable, you are not living authentically. However, Nietzsche did not claim eternal recurrence as a scientific fact. Instead, he used it as a psychological and ethical tool to provoke deeper thought about how we live our lives. It was meant to serve as an existential awakening, forcing individuals to reflect on their actions and the way they shape their reality. Scientific perspectives. Is eternal recurrence possible? From a scientific standpoint, eternal recurrence depends on the nature of time, space, and the universe itself. Cyclic universe theories. Some cosmologists propose that the universe might be cyclical, undergoing endless cycles of expansion and contraction, Big Bang and Big Crunch. If true, this could mean that our lives might eventually repeat in a future cosmic cycle. Determinism and the block universe. In physics, the block universe theory suggests that past, present, and future all exist simultaneously, implying that everything is predetermined. If time is a fixed entity, does that mean our lives are forever set in stone? Quantum mechanics and randomness. Quantum physics, however, introduces fundamental randomness. This could suggest that even if the universe were cyclical, each repetition might not be identical due to quantum variations. Multiverse theory. Some interpretations of quantum mechanics suggest the existence of infinite parallel universes where all possible events occur. If true, could some of these universes be exact repetitions of our own? Psychological and existential implications. The idea of eternal recurrence has deep psychological consequences. If life is destined to repeat endlessly, how should one respond? Existential freedom or despair? Some people may find it liberating. If everything will happen again, why not live in a way that makes the repetition worthwhile? Others may feel trapped, fearing that their mistakes and suffering will never end. The power of perspective. Viktor Frankl, a psychologist and Holocaust survivor, argued that meaning is not found in circumstances but in our response to them. If we must relive our lives, choosing a meaningful perspective becomes essential. Moral and ethical considerations. If our actions are destined to repeat, does this create a greater responsibility for ethical living? Nietzsche believed that embracing eternal recurrence could lead to a more intentional and meaningful life. Cultural and artistic depictions of eternal recurrence. The concept has permeated literature, film, and art. Films like Groundhog Day explore the emotional and philosophical implications of being stuck in a time loop, showing how transformation and personal growth can alter one's fate. Literature, from Nietzsche to Borges, often uses the motif of cyclical time to question identity and destiny. Religious connections. Some Hindu and Buddhist traditions describe samsara, the endless cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, bearing resemblance to eternal recurrence. Modern science fiction and media. Shows like Dark and books such as Cloud Atlas explore nonlinear time and the repetition of events across lifetimes, echoing the themes of eternal recurrence. What if eternal recurrence were true? Ultimately, whether eternal recurrence is a literal truth or a powerful metaphor, it challenges us to consider how we live. Would you embrace your existence if you had to repeat it forever? This is the ultimate question that Nietzsche leaves us with. Whether scientific, psychological, or philosophical, eternal recurrence forces us to examine our actions and attitudes with new depth. And perhaps, in that contemplation, we find the true essence of living well. Thank you for watching.